Welcome back to the dopest show you won't get sick of. I'm Spencer, and this is my sidekick, Stasha. I spent most of my 20s in federal prison, but I've been off heroin since April 9, 2010. Got a lot of stories about the dumb stuff I did to get put in prison. Also got a lot of stories about the crazy stuff that happened when I was in prison, and God forbid you end up in prison, you won't have to make some of the same mistakes I made. So, I say that because back before I went to prison, we didn't have prison YouTube. I didn't have nothing like this, and I looked everywhere on YouTube trying to find information. I just had Turned Out Alabama and Fleece Johnson talking about booty, and I was like, oh Lord. So I'm bond for 2 years. I trained obsessively, Kempo karate, 4 hours a day, 6 days a week, and lifted because I thought Fleece Johnson was going to be waiting on me in there. I'm going to knock his head off when I get in there. So I'm going to be training some karate. And anyway, a lot of the karate that I trained at the gym I trained was useless. The majority of it was. But what wasn't useless was very incredibly helpful. Pinto will talk about this. Pinto, when I see him, he was there for so many of these stories. He'll talk about it. Oh, he'll tell you about it. Yeah, me and him will get into it all the time. But as my friend, though, wasn't like we were mad or nothing, just sometimes he'd come up and instigate something, saying, yeah, you think you're tough. And then, have to move quick as a big boy. Anyway, different types of prison predators. There's 3 different types for the most part. So each one of them, of course, there's the one I'll get to at the end, the booty boys, the ones who are looking for that type of thing. But there are other ones. There are people who do passive type of predatory actions. One of them I talked about in a story. I think it was the prison scam, which I made the guy who scammed my little buddy so mad. Oh Lord, he hated me. Oh, I plucked his nerves so bad, but he made me mad. He scammed my little buddy. My little buddy, small white guy, probably 165 pounds or so, and he spoke politely. He was nice. Drug addict, selling drugs, got put in prison for it. But he wasn't a bad dude. He was a good dude. And that's the thing you need to take note of. A lot of time, the people that get preyed upon are good people. They have manners. Speak well. And a lot of times it's smaller people. Not always. I've seen big people, fall prey to stuff too. But anyway, there are different scams. My little buddy got scammed because he was on commissary restriction, so he couldn't buy any food. They starve you if as a punishment, but they still sell you copy cards. Copy cards cost $5 off commissary, and you can make 50 copies with them. The gambling guys like it because they print out a ticket every night. They print 9 tickets on one piece of paper. And my buddy Pinto can talk about that. Pinto ran a big ticket. Man, he was a ticket man in there. I'm telling you, his hustle, man, he was always on the street. Got caught $1.2 million in cash, $700,000 in the bank when he was 23 years old. Had 4 police officers on the payroll to rob the competition. I mean, Pinto was doing it. But anyway, he'll tell you about that. But, this guy, like he wanted to buy his copy cards, did a sleight of hands. Okay, did the little sleight of hands. And he traded him dead copy cards that had no copies left on them for his brand new ones. It comes with 50 copies on it, like I said. It costs $5. He sell it for $5, get $5 in prison money, then he can buy himself some food to eat. This guy traded out, so he's only getting the little bit that he can get since he's on restriction. He has to trade stuff in order to eat. I gave him a few food items that week because he's going to starve if he didn't have nothing. I looked out for my little bud, but this guy did that sleight of hands. Another thing that I saw was they're guys that gamble. Sometimes they win big. If you get caught with so much prison money, and the low security prison money was not stamps, it was mackerel, packs of fish. You can only have so many. Past that so many, they will confiscate the rest. So this one guy gave this little fella, and Pinto remembers this, I'm sure too, some fish to hold. Asked him, would you just mind to keep this in your locker, man, for a little bit? And the guy, just being the ultra nice guy, it could have been anybody asking him to do that. He'd be like, yeah, of course, I've got extra room. The guy comes back, a week later maybe, and he only gave the little guy 30, but when he gets it back, he's like, Hey, I had 42 in here. What happened to the rest? I didn't touch it. That's all you gave me. I'm going to need that 42. And he'll scam, get $12 off of him, acting like he's stolen from him. In reality, he's scamming him. That's that's the type of thing. They're scammers. And they do it to people they think won't question and won't fight back. Okay? Both guys in those two situations were little white guys in for drug charges that didn't speak up for themselves. They were too friendly, didn't set boundaries. You gotta set boundaries, you know. My buddy Jamie Jones, my friend, he's crazy as could be. Always playing college type pranks. The one guy with the mackerel that got scammed for him, a hairy little fella, he lifted up back of his shirt, slapped a glue trap, mouse trap on his back, gave him a tramp stamp of a waxing of his lower back with that. Everybody laughed about it, but that type of behavior, you know, allowing people to play with you like that, put you at risk. And I let them know, listen, you better not even think about doing nothing like that to me. And I had a rule too, you know, they played almost, sometimes we play, you know, cut up and stuff like that, but when you're in the toilet, in the bathroom, see, at the low security, it's like a 15 by 30 foot area, there's showers, curtains, the stalls with locks, like a gas station. It wasn't like you didn't have a bathroom in your cell. They do pour ice over top of the showers on people and stuff like that. I said, if there is any situation in the bathroom that I get messed with, you know, we're all friends, but we won't be friends right then. If I had my pants down or clothes on, in a men's prison, it is not time to play. It is not time, you know. And you should be able to go to the bathroom, shower without having to worry about somebody doing something stupid. They were pranking each other constantly. I mean, mercilessly. So those boundaries were important. But the scammer, that's one of the main people that you see, you know, to people they think won't speak up against them. The second type of person is a person that's going to come up and just tell somebody, listen, you got to pay me rent. They're going to extort somebody. They're going to go up and extort somebody. Better than half of them, probably 3/4 of them are better, maybe 90%. Wouldn't do nothing if that person didn't pay nothing. They're going to go up and they're going to try them, see if they can get some money. And if you make that payment one time, if you agree, okay, I'll do it, then you're screwed the rest of your sentence, because everybody's going to know you got extorted, and that's like something you can't really come back from. You can come back from a lot of things, you know, that I've seen people come back that I thought were hopeless, you know, we're just going to get ridiculed and joked on and preyed upon their whole time. But you make a payment for extortion, it's going to be constant, because people are going to know, yeah, got him to pay. He didn't do nothing bad. He's scared of a fight. And it's just being willing to fight, you know. Now, with the 10% that are willing to do something, you can usually tell who they are. They usually have a reputation for it. Somebody comes in there and they you know, say something like that, you know, the best thing for you to do, take off on them. If you're sure, if you tell, because I'm talking about the 10%. If you were to tell them no, chances are they're going to try to smack you up a little bit and grab. You gonna pay me? I mean, you know, it's like, yeah, hold on, let me get it. Hey, that CO walking around. As soon as they turn around, huh? Pop. Preemptive striking. When you know something's going to happen, you know a fight's inevitable. Why not be the first person to throw? Because usually the first person, especially if you've never trained in anything and done regular sparring, just somebody who, you know, gotten in street fights and stuff, the first person to strike is usually the person that's going to come out on top. And you don't let up till it's done, till you know it's done. But that's how that works. But that's the second type of person that you see. A lot of times, you know, just people that just they sadistic. They see certain people, they think of them as weak for a number of reasons. Because that person's really nice. Because that person laughs too much. You can laugh a little, you can't laugh too much, or people are going to look at you as weak. I know it's crazy as can be. That's what it is. And that's something. When I got back to the low security from the medium, JB, Justin Berger, told me about this guy. See, he's from Roanoke. He's out now. I'm going to get him on here too. That was one of my buddies too. Got me in his workout crew, which tremendously helped me on bench press, which I was lacking in at that point. Taught this dude who'd been in prison like 15, 20 years. Just, shooting breeze, whatever. Now, my workout crew was all black. Only white guy in this workout crew. And sat there and taught this guy. Whenever I left, JB told me later on, this guy said, yeah, we need to be getting some money off it. He said, what do you mean, get some money off? He needs to be making payments monthly. And he said, are you serious, man? He said, what's your issue with him? He says, man, the white boy needs to be making some payments. He said, well, you can go ahead and try that if you want, but pretty much anything out here on his weight pile, he's repping your max first off. Okay, whatever your max is, he is repping it. So he might be smaller, but he's definitely stronger than you. And this guy's like in his 50s, and bald head, gut, little muscle, nothing special, bigger in weight than me, in bone structure. And he said, and second off, he said, the white boy knows how to fight. So he's known for it. So you might not have heard, but you might want to ask him. He said, oh, I've been doing this a while. I've been in prison for 15 years, 20, whatever it was. And JB came back and he told me about it. He said, man, you won't believe what just happened. And he told me, he's my friend. JB, somebody approached me trying to sell me some kind of drugs when we were on the weight pile once. I told him no, wasn't interested. I found out later that JB went up this guy, smacked him up, beat him up, because this guy offered it to me. I'm like, dude, I told him no, it's all good, it's not a problem. I told him, you've heard me tell him no. It's like, nah, man. He says, your past and everything else, what you've been through, and he's gonna come up and offer you something that's gonna mess your whole life up. Nah, man. And for somebody to go beat somebody up that tried to offer you something that's gonna hurt you, JB's my brother for that. For real. I didn't ask him to do that. I can say, said no, wasn't interested. But he was my friend. He didn't want to see that happen to me. And that I had to hear about that from somebody else. I was like, man, this dude really is my brother. He's a funny dude too. But that dude, every time I saw that dude after then, I'd say stuff to instigate stuff just to hope he'd say something. Oh, it made me mad. I'd already done RDAP, got my year off of the drug program. If I got in a fight, I was going to lose that plus 6 months halfway house, 18 more months in prison. So once you do the RDAP drug program, it's a major deterrent because you can't fight. And it's not just as easy as fighting, when you want to. You think prison, fights all the time. When you get in a fight, you go to the hole for 30 days. They take your commissary or visit for 6 months to a year, and a good chance you'll get sent to a higher security. So you got to be careful. At the low security, there aren't any cameras in any building at Petersburg. So a lot of fights happened and never got caught. There were way more fist fights at the low than the medium. Tremendous, because there were no cameras. The medium, there's a higher level of violence though. They took it to DEFCON 5 with certain ones of them, like the Pisces. Pisces tell you got to leave. You don't leave, you're going to have 5-on-1. It was rough. But at the low, so fighting, the repercussions of it. Now, you got to let people know that you're not scared of fighting them first off. Second, you're not scared of the repercussions, that you will be willing to fight, that you're not so scared of 30 days in the hole, what might possibly happen, that you won't fight. You have to appear like, I don't care about none of that. Whatever, do what you want to do. That's just what it is. The third type of person is the bandit, the booty boys, whatever you want to call them. A lot of time, it's an older inmate that's got a bunch of time. That's the majority of it. But it's not exclusively who it is. Flamin' Raymond, he was like, jacked white guy, talked like country dude, and he'd find young guys that came in there, befriend them, and they'd probably think, yeah, I got a good old country boy, big old jack guy. He's going to guide me. He's going to be my friend, show me how to get by in prison. He'd have them out there working out with them, getting them in shape. Not for their benefit, for his benefit. And they'd walk with him side by side like they were his buddy at first. And then sometime sooner or later you'd see a change. And he'd walk carrying nothing. Just walking strut with his chest out. And there'd be the little white guy about 3 or 4 feet off to the right or left with all his bags loaded up. They didn't have lipstick or tight pants or none of that. He didn't make them do none of that. But they'd be like his caddy, carrying all his stuff around. A lot of times these people will find people and act like they're going to be their protector. That's something like that. So everybody needs a friend like me. That Willie Mo guy, big old dude. He like, you hear about Bubba going to get you in jail. Willie Mo would be like Bubba come to life. Okay, so some people, they do protection, but also debts. These bandit type people keep a hold of some commissary drugs, whatever, and they'll give it to these people up front, knowing they're going to run up a debt that they're not capable of paying, and they're not smart enough to know, I'm getting into a debt I can't pay back. And then once the debt gets so high, they're like, well, I need my money, so let's work something out. Assume the position. And I can't imagine, you know, people so scared of a fight. I can't imagine that a fight would ever be scarier than assuming the position. Do with me as you may, sir, just don't hit me. I mean, come on now, a fight ain't that bad. The other thing, that sounds like, Lord, you can't be that scared of a fight. Fight ain't that bad. Most fights don't last, 30 seconds or so. I'm guessing the alternative, to do with me as you may, sir, that alternative, I guess that, shoot, there's no amount of time that seems like that'd be better than fight. But Lord have mercy, you don't know how long that's going to go on for, and then it's going to be a repeat thing, I reckon. You see people and all that type of stuff. But yeah, they do get people in debt, stuff like that, like they're going to be their protector and stuff like that. And a lot of times it's people that are scared to death, prison, everything else. Just being willing to fight, even if you lose. Stand up for yourself, not take crap. Avoid some of these things that could happen. I mean, that's it. Even if you're not that great at fighting, pop them first. Leave a mark. And if you're the first person to pop them, when they're not expecting, it's going to leave a mark. Yeah, you might get whooped. Everybody's going to hear, yeah, look, he got a sack on him. He popped so-and-so. He popped him right in their face. So, yeah, they whooped him. But, man, he's got some heart. And nobody's going to mess with him. Little guy's going to sneak me when I ain't looking. Yeah, better not mess with him. I'll move on. This guy over here, he ain't going to do nothing back. So that's three types of predators for the most part. And a lot of the time they pick on people that are nice, too friendly, joke too much, don't set boundaries. You gotta set boundaries, and you gotta let people know. Listen, no, I don't do that. No. I don't play those type of games. No. Stop that. And if they keep on persisting with that stuff, you have to make it an issue of, you do that again, we're gonna fight. Matter of fact, next time you do it, I'm not talking. Next time you do it, I'm telling you now, it's what's going to happen. I had to set some boundaries with some of my friends. I think I mentioned this already. A little bit tired right now, but about them doing all those jokes in the bathroom, pouring ice over the shower, doing stuff. People in the stall. I said, if I have my clothes on, if I'm in the bathroom, at the low security is like a 15 by 30 foot area. I think I mentioned this already, but anyway, stalls with locks on them. And they were always playing. I said, in a man's prison, if I'm on the toilet, my pants around my ankles, or in the shower without my clothes on, it is not the time to joke. That is not a time to joke. That's not a time that, that we're going to play any sort of games. No. Everybody, like, I'm friendly, like joking, cracking up and stuff. No, don't do that. Don't do that. That's something that you had to sit out there, because you open yourself up for that type of playing. Open yourself up, be a victim. Like if you're in a group of people that's playing jokes on each other, and you get joked on a whole bunch more than anybody else for a week, the predator is going to be watching that, like a hawk way up top, looking at like a little field mouse ready to scoop you up. So anyway, if you liked the video, press the like button. If not, it is 19 minutes and 34 seconds of your life in which you'll never get back. Hey, tonight, I'm doing this, I'm going to talk with Zach from Life in Prison, West Virginia. Do a little interview with him, like a Zoom call. I'm going to pin his comment up. So video on that will be on his channel. I think he posted tonight. I don't know if he does editing or how he does. But yeah, if you want to watch that, I'm gonna pin that comment. Do a little bit more of that, I think. On here, I'm just gonna do like in-person interviews. Just I'm OCD about things, but yeah, he's a good dude, man. He's one of the most supportive people in this genre, and he got some good stories too, man. But anyway, we're going to talk here in a little bit, so check that out. If you liked it, press the like button.